Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Thank you for being here. I am ready to complete this journal and cannot wait to show you all the beautiful laces that I've added. This is part 3 of my design team project and collaboration for Raindrop Lila and the Lavish Laces. You can find their links below. This journal is going to be available for sale, so please message me either on Etsy or privately on Instagram or just in the comments. That would be fine. I will probably not list this in my Etsy shop. The fees have just become so high, as you guys all know, that it's just really not the best selling platform anymore, unfortunately. Anyway, aside from all that, let's jump in. So part 1 and part 2 are linked below, as are all of my no-sew journals in a playlist, so do check that out. And so far I have not done anything else here, so I'm going to leave those blank. We will be attaching the closing lace at the very end. So I'm going to just kind of take that part off, and I've got all these gorgeous, beautiful aesthetic photos that are just so fun. I love them so much. Lydia has the best aesthetic photos. So do check them out. These will all be included with the journal. There's a bunch in here already. So. And then here, I mean, I'm just going to show you this now because I'm not sure where exactly I'm going to put this. So this is a reduced size of the grungy paper kit. I printed 4 to a page so I could make them, you know, kind of like card size. And then I stamped it with the smaller version of the, what's it called? The embossing folder. Sorry, my brain just shut down for a minute there. I have the larger size as well, and that is what this is. So anyway, I made this cute little booklet, and this was included in my package from Gisela, and it's this really cool old-fashioned, I think it was for photographs, and she also sent a bunch of negatives and photographs, so I included some of my favorite photographs. They're very, very vintage and cool. Got some that have sayings, so this is from 1929, super cool. This one is September 1989, cute little doggy. Let's see what the first one was. This is 1930, so super cool. And then I included one of Lydia's fun viewfinders, and then on this side I just tucked in 3 of my favorite beautiful, these are called the fashion, I believe, fashion aesthetic photos. And then I just did a simple 2-hole stitch with my linen waxed thread. So more could totally be added in here for like a little mini journal. So I may just include this as an aside, separate. The journal's already getting pretty bulky, so moving forward. All right, so here we go. This, I added a little bit more here. Put one of the little label tags down here and just added a little twine closure. And then this is an offcut from one of the digitals, and then I embossed a little mini tag and popped that in there. Excuse me. And then I think I did this last time. I added the lace and then another beautiful journal card. So that all tucks in here in the front. And then we are going to stitch this in. So let's go ahead. I'll just flip this through again so you can see what I added. This was some of the tissue paper that came with the Gisela package. And then I attached this little tip-in from a vintage book page that I've had for quite a long time, and just tip that in. So let me grab my needle and some more of the linen thread, and we will sew that in. Okay, so I think I'm going to just do a quick 3-hole style, and I'm just eyeballing it because none of this is going to be seen from the other side, so it's pretty low key. Here is my twine. It's actually wax covered linen thread. And I just like to go down through the middle, and we're just gonna go right through the lace like so. And then let's hope I can, I may not be able to do this on screen. Let's see how good I can eyeball it. There we go. Helps to look and see where I punched my hole. Okay. Sorry for my big hands being in the way. And then I like to go back down through that side. And then we want to come back up through and not go through our thread, so we go on the other side. Okay. Got everything kind of bunched together here, so I should probably have taken the bottom off of that first. Got a lot of extra. I do not need all of that. Okay, so we will just clip that. Feel free to fast forward through this part if you want. I'm just going to do a bow because somebody may want to snip this and add more pages, or just remove it altogether and use it somewhere else in the journal, which is totally cool. All right, so that is that, and you can just barely see the extra there. Okay, so I'm going to actually take the bottom part off and just set it aside for now so it doesn't keep flopping around. And let me show you where everything else is going to go. So here I actually took out the old paper that I had in the back and replaced this with a little bit newer, more sturdy rag paper, and this is nice, that can be used anywhere in the journal. So that just tucks in here. And then on this spot, I've been making a tuck spot, and I already attached this beautiful lace on the side. I went ahead and added all of my laces because it would have been like a 3-hour journal sesh, so I just did not think you guys would want to hang out with me for that long watching. If you do, I'm sorry, I apologize. Okay, so we are going to just glue that down right here and make a nice little tuck spot. And the laces are so pretty. It was really almost impossible not to want to try to include every single thing in my package. I had to restrain myself, otherwise this would be like a mountain journal. So this fun postcard I am tucking in like so, and it's uniquely blank on the back, so very cool. And it's definitely older, and this can actually even tuck under there like so. And then I thought this little ticket would be fun just to patch on right there, so I'm going to just use my glue gun since I have it handy and pop it right on there. Okay, so that part is done. And then here I have this beautiful tag, so we're going to attach. So this is part of one of the ephemera add-on pieces, so we're going to put that on the bottom so it kind of covers up. And I think I'm actually going to ink a little bit on the back here because a little bit's going to maybe poke out on the bottom. So that'll cover that up. And same thing, it's just going to be a little corner tuck. So using my handy dandy glue gun, which I love. It's great for so many different things. I'm gonna just slide that over so we don't see too much of the white, and that's okay if we do, not a big deal. And so this is just a nice journaling tag, nothing fancy, and that will tuck in there. And then on this side, actually, no, I'm gonna move the gorgeous, beautiful eye candy here. I have not cut this part up. I think I'm gonna save it for something else, but I did add, I will show you here in a minute, I did add a big piece of it. Okay, so this here is a little fold up. Put that there for a second, or actually I'll just put it right there. So I have this beautiful, very vintage, this is like a, I don't know, accounting book that I had forever, and I copy dyed it, and so I thought that would be really fun to just tuck right in here, and then I'm going to put that on the edge, because I thought it just looked really cool with this beautiful yellow rose kit, which I clearly cannot get enough of. So we'll just pop that right on there. Make sure it's not sticking. And then I was thinking I might just like this down here, just for a little accent. It was double printed and it did not print well on the other side, so I decided to use it as kind of a scrappy piece, which is always fun. And this will help reinforce this very vintage and fragile paper. All right, got my paper clips everywhere. Okay, so moving on. All right, so this is super fun. Let me just show you what I did here. So first of all, this is the spread for the center. So that's the beginning. This is the beginning of the main signatures. This portion attached to the covers, and then this nice sturdy embellished part is the beginning. So what I did here is, to get that off of there, I attached a little pocket here, and I'm going to just kind of glue that right on the top, but I don't want it to stick down because I want that to remain a little pocket. So I think I'm going to stick something inside there just to make sure we don't stick down, because I don't want that fragile paper to have glue stick on it, or glue gun. And I don't need a big space down. It's okay if this is kind of loosey-goosey. So I'm just going to kind of hold this up. Don't try this at home if you're nervous. You can always rip it off and start over, I guess, is the motto here. Okay, I'm just going to kind of hold that up for a minute and let it kind of dry before I release it down. So in the meantime, I will show you this cool little thing I did. Okay, so I took the half of the vintage ledger and tied it up with this gorgeous butter crinkle seam binding I found on this awesome shop on Etsy, and I will link that below. And then I just made like a little folio. So here, take that off. I'm going to glue this down, and this could be a fun little journaling spot or extra writing. And then I just took one of the beautiful printables from the Yellow Roses kit and tuck that in here. And then on this side, just do that so it doesn't fall apart. I was going to do the viewfinder and then another gorgeous postcard. Love that. And this one, I can't actually read the date. It's all smudgy, but it's definitely very vintage. Oh, wait, here we go. Nope. Can't quite make it out. I think there's a 30 there, but I don't know if that's 1930 or whatever. Anyway, I'm just rambling. And then here I had an offcut from the French checks, and so I put that there. So let's go ahead and just attach our, excuse me while I grab my glue stick. I'm not going to do hot glue on the ledger in case somebody wants to just go ahead and remove that. So we'll just do a little bit down here. And I backed it with some extra cards so that it's nice and sturdy. This is just so gorgeous. And same here, I'm going to, I'm not going to do a brad and punch it. I'm just going to just glue it down so if someone wants to take it off, they can. These are so fun. Lydia has a bunch of these in her kits, and they are just super, super fun. And look at just how beautiful that is. And here's the back side. Super fun. Okay, so let's tuck our goodies back in, like so. And this guy. And then this all just ties together with our beautiful ribbon. Actually, I don't think I had it doubled. I think I just did it single. I'm not really very skilled at tying bows on camera, guys. Sorry. Okay, so let's come back to our section here and see how we did. Yep, okay, so that's all good. So that is a nice little tuck spot for anything to go in. If you wanted to actually glue this shut, that's totally fine and optional. So this just lays in here. And then I added this gorgeous, some of the H tape, and then this gorgeous vintage lace that I've had from Gisela for quite a long time. I'm almost out, so I need to see if she has some more. So here we're going to glue down this little tuck spot, and I think I might go down a little bit lower so that it helps to reinforce that fragile paper. So I just need to make sure I do the right edge. Nothing worse than gluing on the wrong spot and you have to tear it off. That is not something I want to do right here. I love this image. It's so gorgeous. My mom used to have the prettiest roses, and I just had this beautiful piece of homemade paper that I found on Amazon, believe it or not, and so I just embossed it, and then we'll just tuck everything in there. And then this is so cute, did not want to cover that up. And then here we have a beautiful piece of lace. This is also from Gisela. And it actually, this is a flip up. So I did not want to glue that down in case someone wanted to have like a secret journaling spot. And I thought it would be fun to maybe just pop this on there. So that's could be like a fun little label, and then still be able to flip up. So we will just tuck that on there. Oops, sorry for the camera shake. My bad. And so lots of goodies can go in there. And then here on this side, I have these. I'm just going to actually staple these on because they're so cute. I love all the little tickets and fun things. Perfect. Oh, and I might just put a little piece of aged tape over that, so it doesn't end up being a snag spot. I always like to cover up with washi or a little aged tape, and you can't really see it anyway, so. And that's still plenty of room for people to something to tuck in. Okay, right here, so this is a page I connected with washi. And I have this darling little label and this beautiful architectural urn. And then here I was going to make a tab. And I want to grab something to put behind this, so I will be right back. Okay, I have this last little scrap of the dotted Swiss. So I'm going to use that. Wish I had more, but it's out of stock, which is very sad because I love it. And this, I'll show that to you shortly. So just a little accent piece, and then I'm gonna put just a little bit right there. Okay, super cute. And then you can see here, I added some of this gorgeous silver rickrack to the center of this, and then this is still a nice little tuck spot, and I embossed this very old and vintage postcard, which I thought was really cool. And they just sent it. They didn't write on it or anything, so I thought it was really cool, and I love green stamps. So that just kind of tucks in there like that. And so now, actually, I'm gonna just turn this here, and we are gonna glue this down. Okay, so I forgot to show you this part too. This is a little pocket here on the side. So I think I'm going to just staple this on the top, this beautiful, beautiful piece of satin ribbon. So gorgeous. So I think I'm gonna do it kind of up fairly high so it kind of sticks out a little bit, and so that it doesn't stick the pocket together. Excuse my arm. Okay, fun. And let's see what they look like on this side. So I might put a little bit of something on that, but I will come back to that later. Okay, moving on. So we have our tuck spot here, and I have another fun viewfinder, and I think I will, oops, I think I will just glue that down because I just want it to be a tuck. It doesn't need to be movable. If somebody wants to take it off, they totally can. Super pretty. Plenty of room for a tuck spot, and look how gorgeous this tall tag is. I'm obsessed with this tag. And I'm actually going to not glue this down. I'm just going to have that paper clipped on. And I think we will do some of that gorgeous butter crinkly. I have green and some really pretty neutral colors, like I think it's sand and something else. How cute is that? Love it. All right, I'll get my paper clips out of the way. So that is looking good. So moving on, oops, I guess I better press it all the way down so it actually stays. I love that page. So here I have another gorgeous postcard. Love the stamps. Look how tiny that writing is. Like I can't even read that with my glasses on. I have to get a magnifying glass. And it does not look like any date that I can tell. There's probably is somewhere. Well, let's see. Really hard to read. Anyway, so this is going to go right there as a little tuck spot. So I'm just going to take this and move it up for the moment. Excuse me. These are super pretty and fun. So that goes right in there. Make sure I didn't glue it down. This page is so gorgeous, I had to leave it. And I've attached my favorite polka dot. Okay, sorry. I got a phone call. So where were we? Okay, this page, so gorgeous. And you could totally still journal on this page and even under here. So this adorable little birdhouse is so cute. So I'm gonna just pop that right here and look at this awesome ladder lace. It's so amazing. I love it. It's a really cool texture. It's almost like a, I don't know, like a hemp or something. Very beautiful. Love that. So this will be a tuck spot. I'm not stuffing this too full of ephemera because I want the person that decides to make this journal its forever home, that they can add all their goodies inside. And I will be sending ephemera as well. I always like to include lots of goodies and extras with my journals. Okay, so this page I'm so psyched about. First of all, I love the fussy cuts. So pretty. And then I just tucked in this gorgeous, gorgeous image right here. This is the bigger rickrack. If you recall, we had this thinner rickrack here, and then there is this gorgeous thick rickrack. So super pretty. I'm gonna just leave that kind of clipped on because I think that looks really cool. I might add some more of the crinkly to it. All right, here we have this beautiful fussy cut, and I think I'm gonna ink it a little bit. I have this antique linen, as you can see here, and it's cool. It's like yellowish, and so because I am literally the worst fussy cutter in the world, I am so impatient. I do not enjoy fussy cutting, sadly, but the good news is these images are very forgiving, and the magic of ink can cover up all the little edges where I did not snip super close. And I think it's fun. It gives it a little extra character just to fill in. It's a little, kind of gives it a little bit more muted tones, and super pretty. Different than the vintage photo too, which is nice, and obviously goes so well with this kit. So I'm going to take the paper clip off. Let's see, what do I have? Okay, that's right. So this is a flip out, and then this gorgeous double-sided postcard or some kind of a receipt, something absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And look at all these cool stamps on here. It's so amazing. So we're gonna pop this on here like so, so it can be flipped out still. So we're gonna just kind of go at an angle. I love, love, love gingham so much. When I was growing up, or when I was probably 10 to teenage years, my mother decided that it was a good idea to wallpaper our old refrigerator with gingham wallpaper. It was so crazy, but it actually looked pretty cool. So this was double printed, and I just didn't cover it up on the back, but it could easily be covered. I may end up doing that. Anyway, so this just tucks in there, and I think I'll put the paper clip kind of down on the bottom here, just like that. And then on this side, another gorgeous image. Look at that swan. It's so amazing. A little issue over here. My craft space is so tiny, guys. And I think we'll just go ahead and attach that right there. Doesn't need anything fancy. Sorry if I'm not totally in frame, but you will see what I'm doing here. Just pop that on there. So another nice little tuck spot with these gorgeous aesthetic photos. And moving along, love this. This is from the Rosie kit. It's one of my favorite images to use from the Rosie kit. And on the flip, I put this amazing trim, also from Gisela. Here, I'll take this off so you can see. So pretty, just love it. And so this here was the offcut from this, and so I just made this really beautiful tall tag journal card, and I'm gonna have a little top tuck there, or you know, you could slide anything in there. You could make it into a pocket, but I just thought it was really nice, and it's very sturdy card. How sweet is this tag? I absolutely adore this little girl. Look at her shoes. Like, I would die to have some shoes like that at her age. So adorable. Nice big tall tag for journaling. All this can be used for journaling. And then I made this gorgeous satin ribbon threaded through, and made a nice little tuck spot there. Super pretty. This page I just wanted to leave. It just speaks for itself, and it's so gorgeous with the lace on the edge here. And then Lydia did this beautiful digital edge as well, which I adore. Here I have kind of a little top flip. Could also be glued down, but I wanted to kind of mirror the beautiful digital, so I used some of my dotted Swiss. And this little tag just kind of hangs out here, or you could use this for journaling, attach a photograph, whatever tickles your fancy. There's so many beautiful tags in the kit. So pretty. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do one of these little guys. Sorry for my hand reaching. And we will attach it on the side, this little guy. That's super cute. All right, love that. And did I do, no, I thought maybe I put 2 pages together. Okay, I have another fun viewfinder, and I'm going to just tack that down very lightly in case someone wants to use it somewhere else in the journal. Does not need to be hot glued on. They're easy to just pop on and use as tuck spots. And I just love this yellow print with the fun candy stripe. Here is another awesome postcard, and I thought the colors were just stunning. Look at those gorgeous yellow buildings. Amazing. Almost looks like a painting. 1917, so cool. Super duper cool. So I'm going to have this be a top tuck up here, and I am going to hot glue this one so that it stays down nicely. And this is the last of that little trim we had on the other page. So cute. So that just tucks up there, and if we need to pin it down, we could. Alrighty, so this is kind of, it's not really the center, but I'm kind of treating this as like a little bit of a centerpiece because it is just so stunning. And I made a couple pockets here. This is from the Rosie kit. So beautiful. And I haven't decided what I'm going to put in there, but the recipient will have a surprise. But I did not want to alter this at all. I just trimmed it down a little bit so that it would fit on the page and not be completely covered up by the pockets. So on this side, I had to use this gorgeous image again. I just love this. This is literally how I feel most days. Like I just want to just think about stuff and just hang out. So I thought this would be super pretty, just like that. And we will pop that on. And just checking to make sure I had the right side. I kind of prepped all this beforehand because trying to ink and create ephemera at the same time as showing you the whole journal is a little tricky, so I apologize that this is not a full-on craft with me. So that will just tuck in there, and I may add some more French book page or something behind. And another gorgeous tall tag. How cute are these little fairies? So adorable with their little mushroom table. So sweet. Absolutely love them. And then on this side, okay, so this is going to take a little bit of work here. I'm going to take everything off. So this is a copy of a vintage book page that I got in a pack from Roxy Creations, and I just thought it was so stunning. And so this is a very neutral page, so I kind of was thinking I would like to just glue it down, maybe just in the center, and then have it be able to flip out a little bit. So let's see if we can do that. I don't really want to try to sew it in because it's going to go through all the other pieces. So maybe I can just do a partial glue down to tip it in. Actually, you know what? I can tip it in with washi. Let's do that. I've got this beautiful washi from Amity. Hold on. We're just winging it at this point, guys. We're gonna just wing it and see what we come up with. So, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I may have to put glue down too, so bear with me here. I think I will put some glue on this. I obviously didn't get it straight, but you know what? That's okay. Oops, this way. Oh, also, yes, so when I printed, this is a little confession time. So I printed it out looking good and then flipped it around and nope, it was upside down. So that's why I'm using it like this, because I don't want to show my mistake of the dreaded double printing party foul. Sorry, I gotta turn it sideways so you can see what I'm doing here. Hopefully trying to get it kind of in the center. I'm okay with it sticking up a little bit here when that flips out, so. It's a little fiddly because I've got stuff behind it, and I probably should have done this before I actually put the page together, but since we're doing it this way, we're doing it this way. And it is not in the center. Bear with me. We're gonna regroup and try again. Okay, I couldn't bear to have you watch me struggle with that, so I just pulled it back off and redid it, and now it is fine. So this can flip over, and this whole thing can be covered and used as journaling space, as well as this. And I just popped on this nice little cluster with a little fun vintage fabric, a postcard, and this fun library card. And then same on this side. This could all be covered up and used as journaling space, as well as this, or it could just be fully glued down and maybe left as a little tuck spot. Alrighty, moving along. So here we have this beautiful fun lace that I used as a centerpiece, and then another gorgeous postcard. This is, oh, let's see. I do not see that. Oh, here we go. 1964, the year before I was born. Very cool. So that just tucks in there. And then here I had this little adorable little piece in a, I don't know, it must have been a grab bag or something. So I thought that would look really pretty just right here with a little, little cluster. So let's do our fun little edging real quick, just to take off the over white piece. Hopefully this video isn't getting super duper long, but if it is, please always feel free to fast forward. So I kind of think I'm just gonna tuck, well, you know what? I'm gonna do that on the edge. Just a tiny little spot right there, just to keep it from falling off, and it can actually stick up a little bit, which is kind of cute, but it could definitely be removed if necessary. And then we'll just pop that on right there. It's another one where I double printed and it didn't do well, so I did a regroup. Do you ever do that? Just a little regroup? Okay, and that could actually be used as a little tuck spot right there too. All right, cute, cute, cute. All right, moving on. Let's see, here I printed, I'll have to show you, let me see if I can find it. And I'm gonna actually clip this down because we're getting towards the back here and this babe is chunky. Let me see if I can find what I did with it. Bear with me. I printed on craft paper and it looks really cool. Just have to find the other piece if I can. So this is that craft paper you can get on Amazon, and I just did some of the smaller fussy cuts on here, and I thought it looked really cool. So this is just a little collage I made with another flip out. Lots of beautiful journaling space, or you could add, you know, pockets or tucks or anything there. And I was thinking I would maybe add, this is just a scrap of an Edith Holden page, which I absolutely adore. So I think we'll just go ahead and pop that on right here. Doesn't need to cover up the whole thing, but just a little bit on the side. You can still see the little sheep poking out. And I think I'm just going to paper clip it so that it can still flip out like so. All right, we are getting down to the final pages. This one is going to just be a side tuck there. I will probably go through and do a little stamping on a lot. I like to add like the Sam Poole stamps on a lot of the bottom of these because they're so pretty and it just looks really cool. So I might do that. I just thought that looked so pretty with this page. Beautiful yellow organza dress of some kind. Here we have a nice little flip out. This is from Lydia's Olivia Grace kit, and they are the vintage ledgers. So this one, I think I will do a brad in there and have it move through, so be movable. You can just grab these on Amazon. They're the Tim Holtz brads, and they have 3 different colors, kind of all similar. You just grab one of those. And super easy, just pop through, and then let's see. I kind of want it, I don't want it to show, so I'm going to have it be kind of towards the edge here. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. Definitely could have done that a little differently. All right, so this is spin, and that's fun. And then easily open up and add anything right there. Okay, and then on this page, I added, this is the last piece of that beautiful lace that I used on the cover portion, and from Gisela from a while ago. It's so pretty. I'm gonna actually pop this under here to keep this up so it doesn't keep flopping down on me. So here I have 2 of the beautiful, what do you call them? The aesthetic photos. And I thought we'd have the bird eggs on this side, and then on the opposite side is a little flip out, the little birdie. So I think I'm going to have it kind of stick out a little bit as well, and that way it can come off or on and off. So I'm going to just do a little strip of glue down here. You could also do this with a hidden paper clip. I've seen lots of people do something similar, sort of like an over the page kind of thing, which is cool. So we'll just line that up. Press it down. Make sure I didn't get it too crooked. I'm not going to worry about that too much. And then that just slides right on like that. And if we need to add a paper clip to that, we can just pop it right on the top here. So cute. I love this deer page. All right, how fun is this little cutie vintage piece? I just thought that yellow was so gorgeous. I don't think I'm going to use the whole thing though. I think I'm going to just do like a little scrunchy ruffle. So I'm going to just tear off a little bit and kind of fray that part. And we will just kind of make a little bundle and pop it right here in the corner. Be a little bit like a tab and a little bit like just a little cluster. So cute. I might even add something to the middle of that. I'm going to actually just clip it down for now so it doesn't decide to go anywhere else. All right, here is a page that's a little bit collaged, and I have another piece of the gorgeous ledger that I just decided to fold over. This is a nice blank page for journaling, so I wanted to just have that be kind of folded over, and I think on the bottom here I'm going to do a little pocket and then add another viewfinder. So let's take that off and we will put the pocket on first. And maybe not. Maybe I don't want the viewfinder on there. Let's think about this just for a minute. So this goes over like so. And over a little tag. Maybe I'll just pop the viewfinder in there like so. And then somebody can use it however they want. And we will clip that down. Just like that. Okay. So we are almost at the back. This gorgeous piece of lace is so stunning. Get my paper clips all back in a row. And I have this amazing print. I love this so much. Both of these are just beautiful. And so I just kind of did a trifold. And this is going to be a little bottom tuck. Lace as well. I really appreciate you guys hanging in here with me on these videos, especially the longer, well, that didn't work out very well. The longer ones, sorry. I am going to regroup and try again. Without completely destroying the page. All right, sorry about that. So we'll attempt that again with my glue. I think I'll just do the glue on the page here so I don't put it on crooked. It's been a long day, guys. Alrighty. Is a little better. And now we are going to add our beautiful lace. Let's see, what was I going to do? No, I think it's okay to have it just a little bit sticking out on that edge there too, because I might wrap it around. We'll see. Such pretty laces. So that could be a little tuck spot too, potentially, and that tucks right in there. I'm going to actually let that dry for just a minute. We have come to the back of the journal, and this is the piece that is going to attach the back cover to the front, and I have this already to go. I think it actually goes this way. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down here, and then we will attach this to the top. Let's grab my glue stick. I hope you guys had a lovely weekend. I can't believe we're heading towards the end of June already. It's kind of freaking me out. It's happening too fast. So we just put that on pretty evenly. Press it down. Wipe off any glue we need to. And this is going to line up like so and flip down. So this will be a little bit shorter on the bottom part, but that's okay because we have this nice little top part that's gonna, excuse me, be visible. And we might add some more lace too to this part once I get it finished. Whoops, we got a lot of glue. That's probably good. So let's line that up. And that looks good. You can see all the different layers and how they match up. Cool. Okay, so the cover is on, and the last thing I'm going to do is attach this beautiful lace to the bottom here. So I'm going to just go down the side a little bit and across. So many fun laces in this beautiful journal. So excited to finish it. I did just wrap around that last bit also, by the way. And just going straight across and a little bit up. If you've hung in with me this long, I appreciate you so much. If you fast forwarded, I have no judgment here. I fully understand if you needed to do that. This is definitely one of my longer videos, but hopefully it's been enjoyable. And so here on this side, I have this beautiful tall tag to go in here. And I put some more little crinkly ribbon on. And nice little journaling spot there. Just getting a little bit of that glue off. And then here I have this fun image that I backed with some just packaging, and it's nice and stiff on the back, so can easily become a nice little tuck spot, and that will fit right on there. So I'm gonna just pop that down. So there's a nice big space right there, and you can still see some of the lace peeking out. And super cute. Okay, so now we are going to attach. Wow, she is chunky, and look how fun that is with all the stuff peeking out. I love that. I am going to grab my lace for the side binding, and we will finish this off. Also, I just wanted to show you the edge here. You can see all the different pieces that are connected and how it goes together. So I'm going to start with the back here. I have this gorgeous piece of lace, and I also have some more of this. So I think I'm going to have that be on the spine because it is just so stunning. And I need to measure and just kind of check it out. So bear with me while I actually think I'm going to clip that on so it doesn't go anywhere. And we will wrap it around and see how we do. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. I love that. And then our little topper will just go right on top. And we have plenty of room for the spine. She is chunky. Okay, so I'm going to trim that up and then we'll put it together. Okay, I am starting with the back. You can use whatever kind of glue you like. I just use the hot glue because it tends not to be quite as fiddly and it dries quickly, which is what we want. And it holds up well, so that's definitely a personal preference. Although it does stick to your fingers. Okay, I'm going to put the clips back on, just that edge, just to hold it down. I do not want it to go anywhere right now. And then we have our front side. It's okay if the edges are not all perfectly even in terms of, you know, trimming that off. I kind of like that, so I don't mind if it pokes up a little bit. And I'm going to do just a little bit more right here. And then this could actually serve as a little tuck spot if you like. Or it can be fully glued down. Okay, so you can see the edge and everything is fully contained. And then our back side is so pretty. So this is the piece that I have for the edge. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit and then we will see how we want that to go. And I just thought that looks so pretty. I might need to trim it a little bit more too, as I see. So I will return shortly. Okay guys, sorry I had to do the spine part off camera. It was a little tricky and I had to prop it up on some sort of books and stuff. But anyway, I think it looks beautiful. And this little topper that comes off, this could be a tuck spot here. And I'm going to leave this freestanding in case someone wants to use it somewhere else in the journal. And I will wrap it all up and tie it. But there's the back. You can see there's also a little tuck spot there. And so let's just do a quick flip through. See what we have. So fun to have this finished. I have enjoyed this collab so much. So many gorgeous papers and laces. Please check out both Lydia's and Gisella's YouTube channels, as well as their Etsy shop, so you can find all their goodies. Remember, this was our little tuck here for something, or it can be glued down, and then this was our little antique document folio. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. Got this beautiful vintage lace here, nice little tuck spot there, and this flips up for additional journaling space or ephemera. And just have a couple of tickets there, and our fun tab. I'm going to cover that with something, I'm not sure yet. Here is a nice little tuck spot we added here, and this little guy keeps wanting to fall out, so I may stuff something else behind there. I did a embossing on that, and this little guy is a nice tuck spot here. Beautiful tall tag for journaling with some of that fun crinkle ribbon. Another little tuck spot here. Maybe we'll just tuck that right in there. And then beautiful trim on the side. Nice, another little tuck spot. This can be used for secret journaling. And then this is a side tuck here. And this flips out. Nice little label you can add anything to, another tuck spot. And this is a beautiful tall tag that has lots of room for journaling on the back, and it's very sturdy. And then this beautiful tall tag here, and more of that gorgeous aqua blue ribbon, the satin ribbon, so gorgeous. This is a little flip up with a tag, and this is another little tuck spot, as is this here. Super fun. This will be filled with some surprises for the recipient, kind of like a little center spot. There's that gorgeous, oops, we missed somehow. Not sure what happened. I will tuck that on with a paper clip. I have a lot of these paper clips. Another tall journal card tag. And then this was our little fun hidden journaling and flip out here, an extra ephemera to play with, another beautiful postcard, and some fun fussy cutting there. Same with this. This is also a flip out. Lots and lots of journaling spots and places to add your own goodies. This one we left interactive, and that flips out here. Some more of that beautiful trim. Love this wallpaper, so gorgeous. And then this, you remember, is our little slide off and on. I've got the birdie on the other side. Super cute. And then this guy, I may add some more little fun squishy stuff in there. And then this was our flip out and more ephemera, as well as this beautiful, gorgeous rose with lots of journaling spots in here. Beautiful lace on the side. And then this is our back cover with this tall tag and the extra lace, and a spot to tuck mini goodies in there. And that brings us to the back cover. So we will finish here, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this whole series. I am thrilled to have been able to work with both Lydia and Gisela on this. It's been so much fun. And please let me know in the comments what you think. And if you are interested in this journal, let me know. Or if you know someone that might like it, please send them my link. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful day and great start to your week. Bye.